Good morning. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Welcome to our Matrix MLS training. This is the basic course of our MLS training. We will be having our advanced course coming up in the future dates. My name is Robert with Elite Ocean View Realty. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Hi,
Guys,
Robert.
hi. Guys, if you have any questions throughout our presentation, please feel free to ask questions. I'll be covering a lot of the basics when it comes to using the MLS. So let's go ahead and get started. And of course, you can always unmute yourselves, ask questions, or you can drop a question on the chat and I will ask questions or answer your questions. All right. All right, guys. So what's going on here in the last couple of days is that the MLS actually had an update, and I realized that a lot of you are having issues logging in. So if that's the case, please call the Association of Realtors. All right. So what happened is that they upgraded their gateway, right? They upgraded their gateway. And if you did not have access yesterday, if you didn't request your password by clicking on forgot password, and then they sent you a link to reset your password, then please call the association, have them reset it for you, or at least send you the link. This is the new gateway. Once you guys log in, those of you that have been on the MLS for some time now, you'll notice there is a difference on the gateway. And of course, CoreLogic Matrix is the very first option inside of your gateway. All right, that is how you will log into the MLS Matrix. All right, guys, those of you that like to use the MLS on your phones, there is an app and it's called MLS Touch. You'll see it right here. That is the app that you want to download for your mobile devices so you can use the MLS on your mobile devices, and it's called MLS Touch. All right. So let's go ahead and click on Matrix. That, of course, is going to log us into the MLS. All right. Anybody have any questions right now before I get started?
Not so far.
All right, perfect. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and discuss the settings and the help section of the MLS. Is real simple. On the upper right corner, you guys are always going to find your name, right? It says hello and then your name. We're going to click there and we're going to go through the settings part of the MLS. So let's click on settings. You can have all these options. We're going to concentrate mainly on two options this morning. We're going to go ahead and click on my information here. And you guys want to make sure your information is correct. If there's anything that needs to be added or modified, you can do so right now. All right, so you'll guys notice that my name here is Robert. I want to tell you that my legal name is actually Roberto. So you see where it says override? I went ahead and I clicked on override and I changed it to Robert. All right. My full name is Robert Rodriguez. If you look here, my email address, that's the email address that I have registered with the MLS. If you wish to change it, then you're going to click on override to the right and you're going to enter your new email address. All right, you guys are all realtors, just like myself. So you want to put your title as realtor. Your phone numbers, these are the phone numbers you have registered with the MLS. That is my mobile number. And if you need to change it, you can click on override on the right-hand side and you're going to make your changes. Only thing that you cannot change is the office that you guys work with. That is done internally by the MLS. So there is no ability to override the office. Once you guys are finished, all the way at the bottom, you want to go ahead and click on save. All right, before we move on from this page, I want you to see that I do have a website address. So if you, those of you that have an active real estate website and you want to display it on the MLS, go ahead and plug in your website address and then make sure you all click on save. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and jump all the way to the right and we're going to click on One Home. All right. One Home is the actual client portal. So each and every time you guys send listings over to your customers, they're going to open those listings in what's called a One Home portal. Well, this is the picture that I have in display in my One Home portal. So those of you that have a professional picture and you want to upload it to your One Home portal, you're going to come here, you're going to click on upload photo, and this is the photo that I have in my One Home portal. Also, the information that is shown to anyone viewing properties from my portal is, of course, my full name, my phone number, Elite Ocean View Realty, and my email address. Go ahead and click on save. All right, towards the bottom, you will have an opportunity to work on a bio. All right, so you guys can work on a title, you can work on a bio, and you can even drop video links as well. All right, go ahead and save that information. This is your one home portal. There is two other options we're going to discuss now. We're going to move all the way to the left and we're going to click on header and footer. All right, by clicking on header and footer, this gives you an opportunity to create a header that you can use inside of any MLS report. Now, when you email properties to your client, they're going to open up in the one home portal. When you want to email, say, a report, then it's going to be in a PDF format, right? So if you like to add a header and you want to create a header for all of your reports, you're going to go to header and footer. And first and foremost, if you want to include your picture like I have, you want to go ahead and upload your picture, right? So you want to come here and you want to upload your photo. If you do not want to use a photo, notice if I click on no photo, now there's no photo. All right. So I prefer to use my photo. And then off to the right, you do have an opportunity to select a different banner image. So this is what my banner looks like right now. It does have my name, it has my title, it has my email address, my phone number, and Elite Ocean View Realty. If I go here to the right and I click on select a different banner image, it's going to give me all these options. All right, so choose your favorite option. There's a lot of options here for you to choose from. Once you choose an option, you want to click on preview. And if you like the way it looks, then you're going to have an opportunity to click on save. All right, so I'm not actually going to click on anything. All right, we're just going to go ahead and hit the back button. And it's going to take me here because I'm not going to change my header. All right, so once again, select a different banner image, go through all the options, click on one, then click on preview at the bottom, and then click on save. Now, as far as the information that's going to be shown on this banner, it's going to be down here where it says branding. Notice there are drop down menus here, and you're basically going to choose the information that you want to display inside of your banner. So I have my name, I have my title, I also have my email address, my phone number, and Elite Ocean View Realty, and that's exactly what I am showing on my banner. All right, once you set all that up, you want to go ahead and click on save. All right, so there's a save option down here. Lastly, we're going to go and create an email signature. All right, so let's click on email signature right here. And this is my email signature inside of the MLS. Anytime I send an email to anyone from inside of the MLS with properties, this is the email signature that is going to be used. I did include my photo. So you guys can drop a photo inside of your signature right up here. There's the image manager and you want to select an image. And these are the photos that I have inside of the MLS. So choose the photo that you like to use and then hit OK. Also, all right, I included something basic like a little phrase, make it a great day. And then I put in my name, Realtor, also the company that I work with, my phone number, my email address, and my website. All right, that's my email signature. You guys can create your own. You can use photos. You can use different colors on your fonts. You can use different font styles. You can even copy and paste. So if you have your own email signature already created, let's say in your Gmail, and you want to copy and paste, here's an example. If I go to my Gmail and I click on compose, I can always just go ahead and copy and paste, which is actually what I did. All right, that's actually what I did. I went ahead and I copied my email signature and I went into Matrix and I pasted it there. All right, once you guys are finished with your email signature, you want to make sure you click on save and all the information will be saved. All right, so that is going to conclude what we do in our settings here for my information. We're gonna go back up here to our name and we're gonna click on settings again. And one more thing that we want to set up before we actually start using the MLS is our portal notification settings. All right, so we are going to depend on our clients opening the properties we send them, right? So, do you want to be notified each and every time a client performs an action inside the MLS? Of course, you may want to be notified each and every time, or you may not. All right, so you have an option to be notified via email, and then you also have an option to be notified via text message. At first, I want to tell you, I did prefer text messages until it really got to a lot of text messages. All right, so I removed the whole text message option, and I tell the system to notify me via email each and every time someone visits the portal, each and every time someone favorites a property inside the portal, and each and every time someone adds a note or saves a search or visits the portal for the very first time. So I don't have to constantly be logging into the MLS to see if my client visited the portal or if my client viewed a property. I'm simply just going to get an email notification that says, my client visited the portal, liked the property, performed a search and saved the search, or just simply visited the portal for the very first time. All right. You guys want to set up text messaging, then you're going to drop down here where it says text notification settings. You're going to go ahead and click on the blue link at the bottom. You're going to add your cellular phone and your cellular provider. In my case, it's Verizon Wireless. They're going to send you a quick verification text message with a code. You're going to enter the code and then you're going to save it. Now you have your phone linked up to the MLS. All right, so that is your settings. We're going to go ahead and move on to help, guys. I just want to see where we can get help inside the MLS. So when you click on your name and you click on help, you're going to see all the options for help here. You have training videos, you have PDF guides, you even have a support number. So when you click on Matrix Support and you click on support right here, there is a phone number that's 305-468-7007. You can call anytime, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And you can also call on Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For an email, you can always send an email to MLS@miamire.com. All right, that is your help section in the MLS. There are other, items that you guys can click on. I'll let you discover that on your own, right? So I'm going to teach you how to use the MLS. There's no real need for us to click on the help section right now. Okay. One last thing before we start, by clicking on your name again, you're going to notice there are two languages. The MLS can be displayed in Spanish. So those of you that speak Spanish primarily and want to see the MLS in Español, you're going to click on Español and pretty much everything turns into Spanish. All right. So if I go ahead and I click on Mi Matrix, most everything is going to be in Spanish once we look at a property. Let's take a look here. All right, so everything here is in Spanish. I'm gonna go ahead and switch it back to English, and we're back in English again. All right, so you have two languages which you can use the MLS. All right, guys, so we are now inside of the MLS, and I clicked on My Matrix to get me to the home page. You can always click on the logo on the upper left corner, and it'll get you to your home page, or simply just click on My Matrix. Now, you guys are going to notice that I have the South Florida Commercial MLS. That's because I am also a commercial member. All right, it is otherwise the same MLS. Everyone has the same MLS. It's just that I am a commercial member. So for me, it just tells me that I am in the South Florida Commercial MLS. Nothing real different inside the MLS. Okay, so Don't be surprised that you guys may see Miami Realtors over here on the left rather than South Florida Commercial MLS. All right, so when you hover over my matrix, you're going to see all these options. Options like contacts. This, of course, is where you can manage all of your contacts in the MLS. You also have auto emails. We'll discuss what an auto email is a little later in class. You also have the option to see all of your saved searches. So when you guys begin saving searches, that's where they're going to be located. And then you have the option for sent emails. All right, so each and every email you send through the MLS, you can always not retrieve, but you can see what emails you have sent by clicking on sent emails. And inside of my matrix, you also have my CMA. So when we learn how to perform a CMA in the advanced training of the MLS, note that all the CMAs you perform inside the MLS and you save are located under my CMAs. All right, then my listings, this allows you to see all of your listings, also all of our office listings. So the entire firm, all of our office listings will be located under my listings. And then my carts are like shopping carts. You guys are able to create folders known as carts, and you're able to save properties inside of your carts. All right, that's inside of my matrix. Now on my screen, you guys see two options for searching. If you're not a commercial member, then you see just one option. Once again, I repeat, they're pretty much the same searches. It's just that for us, commercial members, it's going to divide residential and commercial, while you guys all have it in under one button called search. All right, so let's begin with RE1, RE2. That, of course, is where you go and search for a single family home or a condo, villa, or townhouse. Residential rental, RNT, is where we go and search for a rental property. RLD is where we go and search for residential land, so vacant land for residential purposes. And then there are other options here like open house, searching for open houses that are available. Public record, this allows you to search for any property in public records. History, agent, you guys can search for any agent in the MLS by name or by license number. And then office, you can search for any office in the MLS. Now, if I switch over to commercial, you guys also have the same under search. You have RIN, which is multifamily income. These are your duplex, your triplex, and your fourplexes. So if you've got a client looking to buy a duplex, then you're going to search for that type of property under multifamily income. Here we have CLD, which is your commercial land. Again, these are vacant lands, but this time it's for commercial use, right? Whether the land is business or agricultural or industrial, these are commercial lands. Then here we have COM, that is your commercial property search. Any property labeled as commercial will be under COM. Last one here, we have business brokerage. This is any businesses for sale. So if you've got a client looking to buy, say, a nail salon, right? You're going to search under business brokerage and you're going to search for nail salons. All right. Now, you guys also see under residential in mine a cross property search. Cross property search allows you to search for multiple property types at once. Notice that we have RE1, RE2, and we have a separate search for RIN, which is again a duplex, triplex, and fourplex. I would have to create two different searches if I was searching for a house or a duplex. But if I go and I perform a cross property search, this allows me to combine houses and duplexes in one search and perform what's called a cross property search. All right, so once again, we are going to get into searching. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows what these mean. Then you also have stats, you have Realist and IMAP. These are two public record systems that you guys can use. And then, of course, you have links, all the links that come along with the MLS. We have more. Under more, we have finance, we have add edit. Those of you that are going to be entering listings in the MLS, you're going to go to add edit and you're going to enter listings. Market reports, we do cover that in our stats training, we just recently had a couple of weeks ago, our market statistics training. And we have also Intramatrix. What is Intramatrix? You guys, we have access to the MLS in Georgia, Mexico, California, and Colorado. So if you guys wanted to search properties for sale in either of those states or even in Mexico, you guys can do so by going to Intramatrix and then clicking on the particular state or the country of Mexico. All right. Let's go ahead and go to our homepage, guys. Notice in the MLS, there's always going to be a search bar here at the top. This search bar allows you to search for any property by address or MLS number. So if someone calls you and says, "Hey, Robert, I want more information on 1223 Jackson Street," all you need to do is enter that address there, click on search. If the property is available, it'll show it to you. If it's canceled, it'll show it to you. If it's expired or under contract or even sold, it'll show it to you. All right, so this property is currently not available. All right, it was expired, the X here. CS stands for closed sale. So this property has sold multiple times. All right, last time it sold for $1,250,000. And then you have other options here. All right, so rented, canceled, expired, closed sale. So this search bar up here allows you to search for properties just simply by entering an address or an MLS number. So this comes in handy each and every time you get a lead or a referral and they're looking at one particular address, and inside of the lead, they give you the MLS number or the address. Just put it up here and search for the property. All right. Now you guys are going to notice that my homepage may be looking a little different than yours, and it's very simple. We have preferences, and of course, you guys can just move things around and place them in your preferred location. All right, so just organize your homepage how you're going to mostly use it. All right, each and every one of us is different. So just, click and drag and place things in the particular order that you like to see it. All right. Let's go ahead and jump right into the action. We're going to go ahead and click on RE1, RE2 search. This is where you go and you perform an MLS search for properties. Notice your statuses. Now, for those of us that are brand new to the MLS, or perhaps we have not figured out how to use it correctly yet, I want you guys to see that I do not have coming soon and active with contract. I don't have it checked. Most of you are going to have it checked by default. All right, so I don't really like to search for coming soon or active with contract, so I removed it, right? Once you remove it, go to the right-hand side and take a look at where I'm waving my mouse. You see this here? All right, this is the settings wheel. We're going to click on that little settings wheel and we're going to click on set current display as my starting default. All right, so what this means is that now each and every time I go perform an RE1, RE2 search, we are only going to have active checked. All right, I don't want to see coming soon. I don't want to see active with contract. All right, guys, so we have our statuses here. I believe it's important for anyone here that's new to learn what these statuses stand for or what they mean. So active, of course, is available. Coming soon means the property is not yet available. It is coming soon, sort of like a movie preview, right? They're showing us properties and it's coming soon. Then you have here active with contract. Active with contract means that the property has a contract. However, they are accepting backup offers. Then you have canceled. That means that the listing was canceled. You have closed. That means the property was sold. We have pending. That means the property is under contract. Rented, of course, means the property was rented. Temporary off the market means they're currently not marketing the property, but it's temporary. You know, it's gonna be available again. It's just temporary off the market. We have withdrawn, that means they are not marketing the property at all. And then, of course, expired means that the listing contract did expire. All right. You got single family home, you got condos. All right. On the bottom here, type of property, you have all the different property types in this search. You guys can select one or you can select multiple. How do you select multiple? It's very simple. Here I am selecting single family, but if I also want to select townhouse, you're going to hold down that control key on your keyboard or the command key on your Apple keyboard, and you're going to select multiple options. So here we are selecting single family home and townhouse. All right, that is how you select multiple options. We're going to stick with single family home. Here we have waterfront, yes or no. We have pool, yes or no. All right, if you are looking for property that is waterfront, you're going to select waterfront, yes. And then what type of waterfront would you prefer? Oceanfront, intercoastal view, bay views, lakefront. What type of waterfront are you pursuing? All right, when we're searching for condos, RE2, you have here amenities. Oftentimes, our clients request different amenities to be available to them. This is where you're going to select the amenities that you're searching for. All right, we're going to go ahead and rise to the very top middle portion of this criteria page. Here, you're able to search by map. We will get into that in our advanced training. Here we have street address. You can search for any condo building or multiple condo buildings by clicking on more and entering the condo building addresses. All right, do not put in the specific unit number unless you are trying to search for that specific unit number. If someone wants to search in an entire condo building, just put the address and do not put in the unit number, and you're going to get all the available results in that address. Okay, we can search by area, we can search by county, we can search by zip code, you can search by multiple zip codes, putting a comma in between the different zip codes. All right, so guys, every time you hover over a field, it tells you what can be done. So right there says use a comma to separate individual parameters, such as the names of two items, or in this case, the zip code of two items. All right. And then here we have city. You can do multiple cities, same way. You can type in the city of Aventura and then comma, and then type in the city of Miami Beach, or simply go through this menu here and select the different cities that you like to search in. All right, going to the upper right corner, this is where we're going to place the price. I want you guys to see that when we are searching for properties that are for sale, the prices are already in thousands. All right, so here you're going to enter an amount. So if your client's max budget is $800,000, then you're going to enter 800 minus. So that would be 800,000 minus. If your client's budget stretches to 1 million, then you're going to enter 1,000 minus. All right, 1,000 minus is 1 million or less. If you want to do a minimum of 1 million, then of course it'll be what? 1,000 plus. That would be anything at $1 million or more. And if you want to do a range between 1 and let's say $2 million, then you're going to do 1,000 hyphen 2,000. And that's anywhere between $1 and $2 million. All right. We're going to go ahead and leave this at $1 million or less. Now you can do the same thing for bedrooms and bathrooms, right? We have total bedrooms, half bathrooms, we have full bathrooms, we have garage spaces, we have square feet living area. So this is your actual home size. And then you have your year built and you have your property square footage. Property square footage is equivalent to lot size. So if you are looking for a particular lot size, then you're going to place the lot size here, and then of course minus or plus. Okay. Now, before we actually get into searching, I want you guys to see my screen real quick. If I scroll down and I go to the additional fields section, yours may be empty, and that's of course that's okay because you're new and perhaps you haven't used additional fields yet. Well, there are additional criterias you may need when searching for properties in the MLS. And we are going to enter that criteria by clicking on Add Remove. You guys are going to notice that I have criteria fields such as okay to advertise, terms considered, type of association, association fee, design description, design, unit floor location, REO for foreclosures, short sale, pets allowed, HOPA for your 55 and over communities. Search for these parameters on the left, right? These available fields, search for them. You can actually type in the search field here. Once you find it, select it and click on add. You're going to now add it to your selected fields. It is important that we learn how to do this because not every criteria field fits on the regular criteria page. All right, so some of the more important ones are terms considered, type of association, design description, unit floor location, and pets allowed, and HOPA. Those are some of the important ones, guys, when you're searching for condos. Of course, pets allowed is huge. HOPA 55 and over communities. If we are helping buyers who are not 55 and over, we cannot show them property in a 55 and over community. So we need to filter out those properties that are inside of a 55 and over community. All right, so figure out what is the criteria you need to add it, and then go ahead and click on back. Notice my screen when I go all the way to the bottom. These are all the criteria fields I have added, and they are available to me at any time. All right. So that is a little training on your criteria page. Now I'm going to perform a search for you. All right. So I already left here the price of 1 million or less. That means that my client's budget stretches to a maximum of $1 million. Right? My client's also going to look for a single family home. All right, you can select it here or you can select it here. It doesn't matter, select it. All right, now my client wants a swimming pool in his home, so we're gonna go ahead and click on yes for swimming pool. Now you can select a county or you can just enter a zip code or you can enter a city. So let's say my client is looking to buy a home in Miami Lakes. All right, we're gonna put in Miami Lakes. There are 11 homes available in the city of Miami Lakes that has a swimming pool. Now, if you want to do multiple cities, you can always come here and I'm going to hold down that control key and I'm going to select Miami Shores. Now it's Miami Lakes and Miami Shores, and now we have a total of 12. So we increased our total by one address or one property. All right. So that is how you do multiple cities. So I'm going to go ahead and remove Miami Shores. Let's keep Miami Lakes. All right, coming in at 11 properties. For bedrooms, my client needs a minimum of 3 bedrooms, so I'm going to choose 3 plus for bedrooms. My client's also looking for a minimum of 2 bathrooms, so we're going to choose 2 plus for full bathrooms. My client likes to be in a spacious home, so he wants square feet living area, over 2,000 square feet. Over 2,000 square feet. We are now left with only two results. All right, so we went from 11 all the way down to two. Let's say that we drop this to 1,500 square feet. So 1,500 square feet plus. We are looking at all 11 properties. All right. My client says he doesn't want a home built before 1980. Then you're going to come here. You're going to say 1980 plus. All right. So there are 9 matches. These are 9 properties built beginning in 1980 or after. Property square footage. Let's say they're looking for 10,000 square foot of land. Then you're going to enter the numeric value 10,000 and plus. All right, coming down here to the additional fields, let's show you how to use this. All right, so you see terms considered. My client's looking for properties that they can purchase either conventional or FHA. So we're going to go ahead and select FHA as well. Conventional or FHA. Say my client does not want to be inside of an HOA. So right here where it says type of association, that's an HOA homeowners. Say they go ahead and click on none. So from 9 results, we went down to 8. All right, so we eliminated one property that is inside of an HOA. All right. And then design description, say your client is only looking for a 1-story home. I'm going to select 1-story. From 8 results, we went down to 7. Or if your client particularly likes the 2-story homes, then you're going to select 2-story. Any questions on this? What we're doing right now, we're creating a search, right? Next, we're going to click on results and we're going to find my client, the results here. All right, so the results are showed in what's called an agent single line display, right? Your agent single line display. And I am sorting my results by list price, beginning with the lowest list price all the way to the highest list price. You guys can sort simply by clicking on LP, and that's going to turn your prices around. Now we're looking at the highest list price to the lowest list price. You guys can sort by anything. You can sort by address, you can sort by price, you can sort by bedrooms and bathrooms, you can even sort by square footage. To view one property, we're going to go ahead and click on the MLS number right here, and that's going to open up our listing. All right, so here's the listing, guys. Here's the photos. You can open the photos. You can view the different photos of the listing. Here's the listing details. Here's the company who listed the property. Here is the size of the home, year built of the home. Here is the parcel ID or the folio number of the home. Here is the lot size, 5,574. Here are the remarks. These are your public remarks. And then here are the broker remarks. Broker remarks are instructions for us showing agents, right? Agents who would like to see this property. We are the only ones that see the broker remarks. The public, so anyone that has access to the internet and sees this property on the internet will be able to see what's under remarks. Okay. Coming down here, we have the listing broker, the listing agent, their contact information, and then days on market, DOM. This property's been on the market now for 39 days. Okay, if you like to email this property to your client, you click on email. If you like to print it, you click on print. Now we're going to scroll up here. And you're going to see here we have property history. It's always a good idea to check the history on the property. When you click there, you'll notice this property was listed on August 2nd for $780,000. Prior to this, it was sold, right? CS, closed sale. It was sold in 2018 for $415,000. Prior to that, it was sold in 2014 for $297,900. So you can see the history of this property by clicking on property history. Let's click on listing and get back to our listing here. Let's discuss some of these little icons you see up here, guys. If you want to see the property on a map, you see right here where it says view map. Click here. It's going to open up the map and show you where the property is located. All right. If you'd like to see who owns this property, there are several options. We have the IMAP option, which is the little I right here. We also have the realist option, uh, um, which is the little dollar symbol. If I click on IMAP, it's going to open up the program called IMAP, and it's going to tell us here who the owner of the property is. Going back to Matrix, if I click on Realist, it's going to open another um, software or app called Realist, and it's also going to tell us who the owner is, right? Same owner, different platform, same information. All right, so if you want to know how much in taxes are being paid, you're gonna come down here and you're gonna see that 2023 taxes was $5,595. All right, that's Realist. The other one's IMAP. Now, if you guys want to write a contract on this property, we did have a form simplicity class last week. And you guys can always go to our YouTube channel and you can view the form simplicity training that we had last week. For those of you that want to write a contract on this property, you're going to click on the FS. That is the symbol for form simplicity. That's going to get you logged in. All right, one more symbol of importance. You see the symbol right here, this little blue icon, that is showing time. See down here, showing time. If you read the instructions, right, to show the property, showing instructions, 24-hour notice, broker remarks, showing by appointment only within 24 hours. And then you see here showing time, go ahead and click on it. It's going to allow you to schedule a showing. And then you're going to obviously have to wait for confirmation. See here, wait for confirmation. So you come here and you click on schedule a single showing. You're going to go ahead and schedule a showing and then wait for confirmation. If it gives you an automatic confirmation, that means that the property is probably vacant and on a lockbox and you can go and show at any time. Otherwise, when the realtor needs to confirm your appointment, it usually means that the property is occupied and they need to make sure that someone will be at the property to show the property. All right, guys, you can move on from listing to listing over here on the right-hand side or on the left-hand side by clicking on next, and you can see all the different listings in your results. All right. If you want to get back to your list, you see this here, agent single line display. Go ahead and click on that, and it takes you back to your list. If you guys want to email multiple properties, notice how I selected all 7. And I click on email. Now it says we are going to be emailing 7 listings. All right. So if you want to email multiple properties, select all of them. If you want to email one, just select one and then click on email, and it's going to email 1 listing. If you guys want to print, you can print 1 or all of them. Click on print. And let's go ahead and pay attention real quick to the print section. All right, in reality, what print means is that we're going to create PDF files. All right, now there are 2 reports you may want to print. One is the agent full. Notice the word agent. There is the agent full, which allows you to print a full report for you, not for the client. So here we have listing, we have photos for you. Then you have the identical report, but for client, and that is the client full. Client full is when we need to give a report to our client. The difference is that the client full is not going to show the listing agent information, and the agent full is. make sure that you guys add the header and footer, and then print yourself the client full if you're going to give it to your client. If the report is for you, then print the agent full. Does everyone understand what that is? Agent full is for us, while client full is just for our client. Come down here, guys, and you can print to PDF. You can email the PDF to your client or just simply print it right here. All right, let's take a look. This is the PDF. And this is the client full. All right, that's an example of the client full. Now come over here. If I were to open the agent full and then also print that to PDF, let's show you the difference. All right. Wait, I made a mistake. I don't want all the photos, so remove the photos. Let's do that. The reason why I made a mistake is because I did select 7 listings and it was going to take a very long time to generate a report with all the photos. All right. But take a look, guys. The difference is that the agent full is going to show us that this listing is from the Kai's company with the agent information. You do not want to give this to your clients. This is something you keep for your records. All right. That is the difference between agent full and client full. All right, there are other reports here, guys, that are very, very cool. If you want to print a side-by-side view of all 7 properties, there is the 3-up comparison. I really like this one. We're gonna go ahead and show it to you now. This is your side-by-side comparisons of the 7 properties. All right, so people can compare each property side by side with all the details. All right, guys, so that is your print section. There are many other reports here that we will let you discover on your own, and then we will cover the CMA portion of these reports when we do our CMA class in the advanced section of the MLS training. I'm going to click on back to results. All right, guys, so what if I want to save this search? All right, I want to save it. So we're going to click on save. You see it down here? We're going to click on save, and there are 2 options when saving a search. The first option says new saved search. This allows you to save the search inside of your MLS account. All right. And you're able to check the results on a daily basis. There is another option called auto email. Now, there is, of course, a difference. Save searches do not update you via email every time a new listing hits the market. Auto email does. So which one do you prefer? Do you want to get a notification when a new listing hits the market? Do you want your client to get a notification every time a new listing hits the market? Then you select new auto email. Or if you simply just want to save a search, you're going to click on new saved search. Really depends on you. So we're going to go ahead and select new auto email. Of course, you're going to have to enter a client. So come here, select your client. If you don't have a client list yet, then create yourself a new contact. I recommend that you add yourself as a contact because you're probably going to be using your email quite a bit. All right, so add yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and look for myself here. All right, here I am, Robert Rodriguez. All right, so I added myself to be the recipient of this. I'm going to put here in the subject line, Miami Lakes Pool. Homes under 1 million. All right, Miami Lakes Pool homes under $1 million. Then there is a message already written. All right, you guys can always rearrange this message, delete it, create your own message. This is a default message written by Matrix for your client. All right, there's going to be a salutation here that says, Dear Robert Rodriguez. You guys can always edit here and you can change the salutation right here. All right, drop down. Here's your email signature. If you guys want to switch the entire email and all of the results to Spanish, because this client only speaks Spanish, then switch it to Español. Otherwise, keep it in English. All right, take a look down here. We have schedule. We have as soon as possible. That means an email will be sent to your client each and every time a new listing hits the market as soon as possible. There's also a daily option where you guys can select every day of the week, either in the morning or in the afternoon hours, or you can alternate days by removing the days you do not want to send emails to your client. So as soon as possible is way too frequent, then switch it to daily and then select the days that you like to email your client. All right, I do recommend that we go with the ASAP. You are your buyer's agent. You do not want your buyer to be kind of receiving emails from other agents, or maybe your buyer is bringing to attention a property that they found on, say, Zillow, and you don't know about. All right, so as soon as possible is the best option. Lastly, just going to go ahead and click on save. And now you have created an auto email. All right, so it says created auto email, Miami Lakes Pool Homes under $1 million. Now, of course, I sent this to myself. I didn't really send it to a real client, but in the event that you did send it to a real client, you may want to give them a little text message saying, hey, client, be on the lookout for an email with 7 results from Miami Lakes, and let me know what you think, okay? Now, when you go to Matrix, and you go and click on my matrix, there's a section here called auto emails. Can you go all see it? There it is. All right, so when I click on auto email, this is where all of my current auto emails are located. I want you guys to concentrate on my screen, how I have several auto emails in solid green. I have several auto emails in red. And I have one auto email with a green circle with a white interior or white background. That is my new auto email that has yet to be opened. Look on the right, portal visit. It has yet to be opened. All the ones in green are active, and it tells you the last time that person opened the email. So for Emily Bray, all right, last time she visited the portal was September 2nd. For Carlos Cruz, last time he visited the portal was on Wednesday. Notice I have him scheduled only for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Why? Because he lives in another state and he's not immediately looking for a property. So I just have him set up to a 3 times a week update. Everyone else, I pretty much have them set to as soon as possible, except for Diana. Diana actually is on a weekly uh update because she is not ready until January. All right, she's not ready until January, so I have her set up on a weekly. Once a week, I give her an update on what's going on, and that's going to be on Wednesdays. All right, so once your client opens it, then of course, the one that is not opened yet is going to say here, opened today, right? When you go to auto emails, right? When you go to My Matrix auto emails and you like to see the results, just click on the search and then click on results and it shows you the results. Notice the result says email today, September 10th. Let me show you another auto email that I have. All right, I'm going to show you here an auto email for Emily Bray. We're going to open here. We're going to click on results. And I have sent Emily quite a bit of emails, right? I mean, there is a lot of properties here. All right. So when I sort by emails, you're going to see that the first email or the first property I sent them was back in June 20th, sent them the first property. And then there's been emails pretty much off and on throughout the last couple of months, leading up until yesterday. The last email sent was yesterday with 7 properties sent to Emily on September 9th. All right. So you guys can always check the results and see when this result was emailed. I'm going to go backwards here. Okay. So again, when you click on the auto email and you click on the search, you can click on results. If you like to change the criteria, you want to update the search, you're going to go ahead and click on criteria. This allows you to change maybe the price, bedrooms, bathrooms, location, and save it. All right. If you want to change the how frequent emails go out, then go to settings and then come down here and change how frequent we are going to send emails to this person. All right. Then of course, click on save. I want to cancel. Yeah. All right. If you guys want to see how your client views the properties in the portal, remember I mentioned they view properties in a portal? Take a look here. Open in one home. See the difference? Results shows the properties inside of Matrix. But if you click on open in one home, it's going to open that one home portal. And this is exactly how your client is going to view the properties when we send them. Notice on the right, there is a map, and on the left, there is a list of properties. This is known as the split view. All right, we have the split view here. On the right, there is always going to be a little circle with your picture. When they click on it, more information is going to show up. And that pretty much is available to them whether they are on a computer or on a mobile device. If they open a property, they're going to be able to see all the pictures of the property. List price, they're going to be able to request a tour, add notes. They're also going to be able to favorite the property. So they click on the little star, they will be favoriting the property. And then there is all the different details of the property, school, neighborhood information, and all of my information down below. This is how your client views the property inside of one home. All right, we're gonna go ahead and click. So you can always click on open in one home and see how your client views their properties. All right, so inside of my matrix auto emails, guys, what if we want to suspend a current auto email? Right, your client says, hey, Robert, I don't think I'm ready right now. Can we put a hold on this search? Select the search to the left and then click on disable. Disable is going to turn it red. All right, red means, of course, disabled. All right, there's also an option to delete. See here, delete. Now, delete is going to completely remove it from your auto email section. So if you truly want to just erase the entire thing, then click on delete. If you just want to suspend the search temporarily, then click on disable. Once you disable it, then it'll turn red. And you guys can always come here, always open a disable search, and you can always go to criteria, not criteria, sorry, settings, go to settings, and you see how it says disabled by agent. So I disabled this. I can always come over here and hit enable and turn the search back on. All right, there are going to be times when a client disables the search themselves. Let me see if I can find you one where the client disabled the search. Let's see this person here. All right, so this one says disabled recipient has not viewed in 45 days. So this person, uh whether they we don't know if they were receiving the emails or not, all right, but 45 days went or inactive, and the system disabled it themselves. And then there is another option. I don't think I can find it because I don't have one right now, but there is another option under status that says disabled by the customer. That means the customer canceled the search. All right, so you have three ways to disable. You can disable a search. 45 days can go by and the system cancels the search, or the client themselves, the customer, can disable a search as well. All right, guys, remember where you find your auto emails. My matrix auto emails. If you happen to have saved a search instead of auto emails, then it'll be under saved searches right here. And these are all my saved searches. All right. Similar to the auto email, I can always come here and I can always change the criteria. I can click on results and see the results. Here's the difference, guys. It's never emailed, right? You won't see here emailed because it's a saved search. It's never been sent out in an email, but it's always going to keep you up to date with all the results in your saved search. That is the difference between one and the other. Yes, of course, you guys can always select a saved search and then just click on delete, and you can delete the saved search. Okay. All right. I want to show you one more thing, guys. If you guys want to save a property to your carts, let me show you my carts, guys, because it is an important part of Matrix. In my homepage, I have a little section here called my carts. So I have carts for different occasions or different customers. I have here beauty salon and barber shop. I have here Raisa Aguilar. I have Maria Martinez. I have all these carts. I even have one called My Cart. These are all properties I have saved to my cart. All right. Not a saved search, but one or more individual properties saved to your cart. So how do you do this? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just open our active listings. All right, we're gonna open our active listings and we're gonna click on one. One sec here. All right, you guys see down here where it says carts? It's very simple. Come to carts, and everyone is probably going to see my carts. Everyone's gonna see my carts. You can always add it to your cart. Now, if you want to create a cart name, it's very simple. Come here, click on new cart, give the cart a name. So for example, if this property is for your client, Michael Jordan, then put in cart name, Michael Jordan, and then save. And then you want to add this property to the Michael Jordan cart. So I'm going to add this property to my cart. Currently, I have 15 properties in my cart. By clicking on add to, now I have 16 properties in my cart. All right, now when I go to the home page, notice right here, my cart with 16 properties. And these are all the properties in my cart, including the one I just added right now for $899,000. I can also see all of my carts under my matrix carts. And these are all of my carts with how many properties I have in each cart. You guys can delete a cart, very simple, by selecting the cart and then clicking on delete. You're going to wipe out the entire cart. Or if you want to delete several properties in the cart, open it, click on results. All right, these are the properties in the cart. Just select them and then come over here to carts and then remove checked. You want to remove one or several properties in a cart, doing so the same way. Remove, checked. All right, guys, so that is your cart section. That is your saved search section. That is your auto email section. All right. Start practicing searching. Remember, if you're looking for condos, it's not going to be RE1 or RE2. It's going to be mostly, of course, no, it is going to be RE2. Sorry, if you're looking for condos, it's not going to be a single family home. It's going to be a condo, right? And it's inside of that search labeled RE1, RE2. And if you're looking for properties for rent, it's under search residential rental. Right? Search residential rental, and you're able to start searching by criteria, price, bedrooms, bathrooms, etc. All right. When we resume our training, we're going to talk about the advanced portion of the MLS. We're going to go into searching by maps. We're going to learn how to run CMAs and search for comps and different reports that we like to use in our MLS. So please stay tuned for that. I believe we are having the MLS Matrix Advanced course very, very shortly. And as a reminder, I did record our session today. And as always, I do share our sessions back with you guys later on in the afternoon. Our sessions are always available inside of our YouTube channel, guys. This is the YouTube channel. If you're looking to chat right now, I'm about to share the link with you. So you guys have access to our YouTube channel. Just go ahead and click on here. Just go ahead and click on this link I'm about to share with you if you guys want to see all of our videos. I have matrix trainings in here, right? I have matrix trainings in here. So if you can't wait for me to upload today's training, then go through here. You will find the matrix basic and advanced trainings. But as I mentioned, we did the form simplicity class last week, and here it is. So those of you that want to learn how to use form simplicity, we did a class on the buyer broker agreement and compensation agreements a couple of weeks ago. We have classes. We have an excellent class here called MLS tips and tricks. We have classes on appraisals, inspection reports. We have classes on how to work with buyers, how to work with renters. All right, guys, we have classes on how to enter a listing in the MLS listing maintenance. So please feel free, go to the YouTube channel, watch the videos, or simply wait for our training, which occurs every Tuesday and every Thursday of every week. All right, guys. So does anyone have any questions before we end our program? You guys are all good? All right, perfect. Thank you so much for joining today's class. It was well attended, so thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day, and I look forward to talking with you on Thursday, right? We're going to repeat another training on Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. You.
Thank you, likewise. Thank you.
All right. Bye for now.